We've lined up the top stars from Hollywood and from all over the world to entertain you on our giant screen with a few colorful motion pictures you've been hearing about and reading
It's
about.
showtime, folks. Enjoy the show.
We're delighted to have you with us. They're driving theater.
You'll find something to please you to add to your evening's enjoyment.
Is pleased to bring you our feature presentation.
Good evening, everybody. What's going on? It is 8 o'clock. It is another Monday night. You are tuned in right here to the Drive-In Speaker Box podcast. Your source for what we think about movies, I guess, is the deal here. I'm your host, Bo, the boom operator.
I'm Slick Doggy the Grip.
And we are here. We're going to be here with you for like about an hour-ish, and we're going to talk to you about the things we always talk to you about because we've been doing this longer than any movie podcast you probably ever heard of. That's true.
Just so long.
So long. We've been in our Twitch pre-show, which starts about a half hour earlier than this recording does. You can get on there over on Twitch. Just search for the Drive-In Speaker Box. You don't even have to subscribe, but it is nice if you do. But we've been talking about all kinds of stuff. We got a challenge that, like, we're so close to accomplishing this challenge. But one of the things that a couple of our viewers were doing is they've been listening to old episodes of our show from like 2012 and 2013, and how it's interesting because some of the stuff we talked about now, like, this is probably going to happen, has totally happened, and it's just interesting to hear how it's evolved. But anyway, that's who we are. That's what we do. Tonight we're going to be talking about the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. We both saw this movie independently from each other. We have not discussed this movie at all with each other yet. We do that live for you guys. We think it's more fun that way. And did you see anything else?
That was it. We did get the Sasquatch Poo Poo Pee Pee movie at our
Summer?
theaters. Yeah, Sasquatch Sunset.
Yeah. Sasquatch Summer Camp.
Yeah, we got that at our theaters, and I did not get to watch it this weekend, but I do want to try to go see it because
Same.
It just sounds weird as hell, and
And those weird as hell
that
movies
can be
are fun.
Jesse Eisenberg dressed like a Sasquatch.
I'm here for it.
Pooping.
So yeah, we've got that. We always tell you what comes out this weekend. We tell you box office reports. We tell you all this stuff. I've been watching Three Body Problem as well on Netflix.
I watched the first the episodes that are out of Under the Bridge or whatever.
I thought you were going to say Shogun, and I was about to be so proud of you.
No. Watched Under the Bridge on Hulu. That
like the
new true crime.
the Chili Peppers song.
No, like the murder. Lot
like
less
Anthony
fun.
Kiedis.
No, it's like about the real life murder of a Canadian teenager that was bullied and drowned, and six kids get convicted of it. So.
That Red Hot Chili Peppers album sounds like a more fun listen.
Yeah, probably.
Blood Sugar Sex Magic is a great album. I don't like Anthony Kiedis today, Flea today, other people in Red Hot Chili Peppers today, maybe not so much, but Blood Sugar Sex Magic. Under the Bridge was a good song.
Flea was nails, man.
He was nails. And Anthony Kiedis and Flea have both been in a lot of movies. Like Anthony Kiedis was in Point Break.
Yeah.
And I think
is he the one that tries to shove Johnny's face into the lawnmower?
No, I don't think he had the strength.
He
was in the truck and in the house and running with his hair, California,
and he gets like
boom. Yeah, he gets like and who throws the dog at Johnny Utah? They're like running. Was it like Patrick Swayze like picks up that pit bull and like throws it at
when he's running with the Nixon mask on?
Yeah, and just throws it.
That might have been it.
Or was it Nick Nolte that got the dog thrown at him?
No, not Nick Nolte. It was Gary Busey.
Gary Busey, the other crazy one.
But no, yeah. I think it was totally Johnny. Yeah, Flea was the tattoo artist and son-in-law. You pick it, I stick it. Yeah. Yeah, dude. And speaking of picking, I'm tongue-tied because of this Red Stripe. This delicious Jamaican lager beer. There is a channel challenge going on our Twitch right now
that it's 15,000 channel points. We are only 550 away from the goal. You guys get to pick like a movie for us to watch and review. We have to watch it again if we've already seen it and if it's been a really long time. But only 550 more points to go over there. So
now it shows 530.
Whoa! So someone donated 20 whole big ones. Thanks for that. But that's part of the fun of Twitch. So if you're over there sitting on YouTube, or if you're over there sitting on Facebook, and you're just like, "What are they talking about? That sounds fun." Hit us up on Twitch. It is a good time. So okay, well. Let's talk about some news, man. Let's talk about what has happened this week. It has been a week. I saw that you were writing a bunch of stuff down on your news page. So go ahead and jump off. Let's
there really wasn't that much, but we did get some trailers. We got some new trailers. What, just today or yesterday? The new Deadpool trailer was released, where you actually get to see Wolverine doing the Wolverine thing.
Bub.
Yeah. So that's there if you're wanting to still do the Marvel thing. If Hugh Jackman's enough to bring you back in there. So Rice-A-Roni, big fan of the Deadpool trailer there.
Over on Twitch, yeah.
I mean, I like the costume. I like
it's cool to see Wolverine in the Wolverine costume. I will say that.
There's still no mask, though. He's walking around without a mask. So
yeah. Well, sometimes he'd have it. Is it at least dangling off the back of his suit?
I don't know. Maybe that's going to be like watch it in the movies. And Chris Hemsworth is confirmed to have a Thor cameo in it. But this is like a failed Wolverine that like couldn't save his universe or something. So it's a whole different Wolverine.
Kind of like Fat Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're doing that whole Ministry, whatever, time force thing from the Loki TV show that I don't know anything about. But yeah, I mean, me 20 years ago would have been so stoked about this. Me today, I'm going to watch it. But
Beelzebub over on Twitch, he says, I thought Wolverine's OG costume was supposed to be doo-doo brown. So I think the costume... This is the most iconic.
Wolverine's original costume was bright yellow when he fought the Hulk. He had the little whiskers and all that. The brown and tan and red and all that. That was like in the early 90s or whatever. And it was for a short run. That one became like one that they put out because it was a Jim Lee art and everything. Jim Lee was like a big deal. Yeah, but no, the yellow and black is like the Wolverine. Like, that's the Wolverine costume.
Rice-A-Roni on Twitch says, it was the condition of him reprising the role because he was happy with the ending in Logan. So not to undervalue that ending, they had to do a multiverse version. Which
I mean, they're going to do multiverse anyhow because Deadpool, they're bringing the Fox and the Disney stuff together. That's the whole point of this, is to bring all of the Disney properties into
I think I've said it on another episode. I don't like a lot of the Marvel movies. I don't like all this comic book movie bullshit that we're having to kind of endure. But I feel like any like multiverse or tie-in or having to figure out how to shoehorn some of this stuff in, Deadpool is like the perfect character to do it because he's one of the few characters that
third wall break.
Yeah, breaks the third and fourth wall. He talks, he addresses in the comics often the reader, and it feels like that is the only character that could really do it. So I do have to tip my hat a little bit for them like having the forethought to find the right character for the job. But and Deadpool and Wolverine have a history in the comics.
Yeah.
So
Velvet Santa brings up something cool, is that they should do the amalgam universe. They should just put aside the differences between studios and comics and do a DC Marvel combo crossover amalgam universe. I would watch a Dark Claw movie. That would be the coolest. Or Lobo the Duck. That give the people what they want. Give me the Lobo the Duck movie that I've needed.
He's been begging for his whole life.
Yeah.
You'd hate it no matter what it was. You'd be like, if it wasn't exactly.
How could you hate Lobo the Duck?
Well, because it wouldn't be the version that you have already decided in your head of what it needs to be. You'd be like, there's not comic accurate.
Yeah, how did they stray from the 2-issue source material?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I could see you doing that.
Yeah, dude, I have all the amalgam comics somewhere. A real cool dude right here. the other thing super interesting is that there was an all AI rom-com trailer released by TCL. You know those really, really cheap TVs that you can get at Walmart? Yeah, so they have made
a streaming network now.
Yep, TCL TV Plus.
What's the one? Was it Vudu that Walmart bought, and it was supposed to be like a Walmart platform that you could buy VOD from, and then they're like, well, now it's a streaming service, and now we don't even know what to do because we bought it.
Yep.
Okay.
Totally Voodoo. Because you'd buy stuff at Walmart or any DVDs you bought. It was like, get this movie for free on Voodoo when you buy the physical copy.
I remember that now.
Yeah, but TCL released a all AI trailer for their all AI rom-com movie. And it's just like any of those YouTube videos or Facebook reels and stuff that you see with all the AI voices and stuff, and it looks dumb. It's like a Scanner Darkly, but like not good.
What is that movie? I'm trying to remember Jesus. And it's called Movie Number Blank. I can't remember what the number.
23?
23. Is it movie 23 with
Where
the Hugh Jackman
Hugh
balls?
Jackman has the nutsack?
Yeah. So is it going to be like, because I feel like that's what an AI generated movie would
No,
be.
that was just a new take on Kentucky Fried Movie.
Yeah, I mean, it would just an anthology comedy bit movie.
Right.
Yeah, Velvet Santa says Hurricane Heist had a voodoo code that expired in 2019. Damn. That's a bummer.
Damn it. Yeah. Show yourselves, Voodoo Code.
It's such a good movie. Hurricane Heist
is a good movie. But you should watch the trailer for Next Stop Paris. It's ridiculous that that's a thing, especially after all the writer's strike and all that, where they were like, keep AI and all this out of our movies, and then China's over here being like, here's a full-blown movie, all movie, all AI. Watch
all
it.
The time.
Yeah, watch it on our Chinese TV. Which, did you see that it was passed? The House said that they're down to ban TikTok if they don't sell to a U.S.-based company. So any of you that use TikTok, your time might be running out. Also, something that seems like an AI written movie, Hitman trailer. Did you see this? This like Netflix movie?
Like the video game Hitman?
No,
because that's already been a movie and it sucks.
No, the one with your one of your favorite up and comers.
I did. Yeah, I've not seen this.
It's old dude from Anyone But You, and
what's it called?
It's called Hitman.
Like not the Timothy Oliphant movie.
No,
this is a new one.
Yeah, that right there.
This right? Oh, a Netflix movie.
Yeah,
oh, of course. Oh, it's directed by Richard Linklater. Yeah. I like him.
So it's like about like this total nerd dude who's like
I don't
a cop.
like Glenn Powell though.
He's like a cop and he takes on all these different personas so that he can pose as a hitman and arrest the people that try to hire killers.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Richard Linklater. Not a big Glenn Powell fan. He just looks like a lot of people that I just don't like. Like that guy, like beady-eyed, square-jawed, like everyman handsome, kind of douchey looking. I just don't like his look. I don't like his face. He was cast to have a douchey looking face in Top Gun and the Expendables. Like he's the guy.
He was was he like
he was
the
Thorne
sniper?
in Expendables 3.
Was he?
Yeah, I don't know. He's just one of those dudes that has a face that that guy probably gave a lot of wedgies to people that didn't deserve them in high school.
He's also like an actor, so it's like, how do you get into acting when you're that person?
But you get cast. They're like, hey, you know what? You look like an asshole, and we need somebody that plays an asshole in
like
the movie.
Ray Liotta.
Yeah, it's like, okay, Ray Liotta built a career off like, yo, man, this guy plays an amazing asshole. And get in here. Or it's like, what was the dude?
That guy you don't like?
Not John Hurt, but the guy that he's bald and angry, and usually like an angry general in every single movie. You know what I'm talking about. And
he looks like John Hurt?
No, I was just thinking John Hurt. God, I'm just so bad at picking out names. He's kind of bald, and he just since he was like 10, he has looked like this angry just Guy. Anyway, this is a bad reference. I'm sorry, guys. I'm the terrible show host like now. Oh, I'll think of it. You tell me some more news, and I'm gonna think of it.
What else, man? We got Sony is waiting in the wings to try and buy Paramount.
Ed Harris.
Oh,
yeah, he's always that guy. Ed Harris is always that fucking asshole.
Not in the water movie.
In everything, he's a jerk.
No,
he's like an angry jerk.
What's the movie where he gets the water so that he can breathe the water, and then there's the aliens, and it was James Cameron. And
Abyss?
Yeah, in the Abyss, he's a cool dude.
But still, he's a jerk. He's like a hard ass dude that you're like, I respect this.
No, he's not a jerk in the Abyss, but he plays like a
hard ass. He always plays a hard ass. Like never a soft ass, never like even a medium ass. It's like hard ass.
He's really cool in National
Westworld.
Treasure 2.
And he's a hard ass.
Yeah, and then he's the villain, but then he flips at the end, you know.
Yeah,
was
that the second one?
Yeah.
Book of Secrets. Yeah, dude.
The second one.
Part 2. Did they? Oh, they didn't get to National Treasure 3, which would have been a jetpack.
Damn it! You're right. Yeah, the founding fathers.
So close.
Jetpack. That's the real national treasure.
No, it was like that was the secret to all of Benjamin Franklin's like kite lightning research was just like the invention of the world's first jetpack, and that's National Treasure 3. It's like Benjamin Franklin's jetpack, or like the war between Thomas Edison and Nikola Tesla ended in like Thomas Edison making the United States' like first jetpack.
Dude, I was about to say if Ben Franklin invented it or something, it would end up being something like sex related for him, like bagging old ladies and stuff.
Just like a turkey fleshlight.
Oh my gosh. Stepping away from that, but things like so back to the Sony trying to buy Paramount thing. So right now Paramount is in talks as a merger with Skydance. But there's several companies like waiting in the wings, and Sony's the big one. They're already in talks with some Apollo Global Management to find out how they can acquire and buy Paramount. And if Sony buys Paramount, it would just be way too many titles underneath like one branch, because they would get everything: Viacom, CBS, Paramount.
That's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they would have a lot going on, especially with their relationship with Disney through whatever they got going on. And I'm sure Sony has a bunch of Fox stuff that Disney now holds, and that would be, I don't know how to feel about that.
Too much power.
Yep. We also got news that Terrifier 3 has finished filming. For everyone that can't wait for Terrifier 3, this one's supposed to be a Christmas movie.
Did you like the Terrifiers? I feel like you were forced into watching Terrifiers.
I haven't watched them, but I've watched multiple clips from them.
Because that's
just goofy.
Well, I've watched the first one. I never watched the second one. I never really had a desire to watch the second one. And the third one, Oh, wait a minute. This just in, folks. For those of you that don't listen or watch or whatever on Twitch, but we did just complete the 15,000 Channel Point Community Challenge. So for those of you that are just downloading this podcast on Spotify, you're like, what are you even talking about? Well, so we do this on
pure
Twitch.
Excitement from Vince right now. Let's fucking go.
Yeah, I mean the Twitch chat. If you're watching the video, that's what this is here.
If I knew what Vince looked like, I would picture him somewhere just losing it.
The handful of people on YouTube and Facebook, can comment here too. But that's what you're seeing here on the screen. They did it. They only had 2 days left, but they did it. I can't believe how they did it, but they did it. These sons of bitches, they did it. Wait, hang on. This is how you gotta go. Those sons of bitches, they did it. It's like Jurassic Park.
We could review that. We could
Jurassic. Yeah, sure we could. But anyway, what they get to do now, since they did it, they get to everybody that donated channel points. And Vince, can you figure out? You're a mod. Can you figure out everybody that donated like major amounts of channel points to that? They all get to suggest a movie that we are going to have to review which we'll probably do in a live watch along on Discord somewhere, maybe here in the studio, and then we will review the movie. But you guys get to pick it. And here's the deal: if you have donated a lot of points to this community event, you need to post in the chat what you want your choice to be, and then our channel mod Vince is going to make a poll, and then you guys have to vote on one that's going to win that poll.
You get to pick between Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
No, you don't.
Ghostbusters 1.
No, you don't.
Predator.
No, you don't. I mean, those are all good movies, but you don't get to. That's not how it works.
Conan the Destroyer. And
Barbarian only.
No, dude, the Destroyer has Bombata.
I mean, I know who it has. Also has Wilt Chamberlain, but
what's the fifth choice?
Treasure Planet,
the Elvira movie.
Treasure Planet's actually a pretty fun movie. I
haven't watched it since
choose
VHS.
Treasure Planet. Like, there's two movies that always remind me of, like, Titan AE, which I'm a big Don Bluth fan.
I haven't watched
and
that
like, Titan
since the
AE
VHS
and Treasure Planet always kind of make me think about the same thing.
Yeah,
but anyway,
that's true.
I'll let Vince handle this one in the channel on Twitch so we can continue on with the show. But congratulations, guys. And yeah, you can. If you're not already on the Discord, throw it over there. Like I think Rice-A-Roni threw out his choice. You can. I'm throwing this one on Vince. He's gonna aggregate those, and it'll be in the poll here before we end the show. So okay, news. Do we have any more news before we start talking about what's going on?
Go post the ideas in the Discord.
Yeah.
The only other news is that we got a bit of a teaser trailer finally for Kalki 2898. The huge Telugu epic that is the highest budget Indian movie ever made. It has Amitabh Bachchan, it has Prabhas, it has Deepika Padukone. It's going to be like a Hindu epic in Telugu with Hindi stars, Tamil stars. It's going to be sick. A movie about Vishnu. So the teaser for that's out with a CGI de-aged Amitabh Bachchan.
Cooler one. Why do we have? Why does Vishnu always get all the attention?
Dude, there's like
Shiva,
hundreds of gods in Hindu. Yeah, we got Shiva stuff in Monkey Man.
I know.
The whatever Shiva's name is when Shiva combines and is the male female half and half. It has a much longer name to it, and I can't remember what it is.
Well, that sounds cool.
Yeah, so that's out there. That's a cool teaser to watch. So I think that's it. Other than the Boy Kills World little trailer that was released, and by trailer they mean action scene for that. Oh, Bill Skarsgård.
We got trailers to trailers now.
Doing like a Turbo Kid looking thing.
Okay, well, if that's it for the news, let's talk about what's coming out in theaters this week. There's a handful of stuff. I don't know if this is going to get a wide release, but it's I wanted to bring it up mainly because it has Jay Baruchel, who I really like. He's just I saw him in a movie. What was it? That Netflix series Fubar. I actually caught that not too long ago, and he was the nerdy boy. I don't know why I like him. I think it was that show, that was Man Seeking Woman, and you know, and then of course How to Train Your Dragon, and then what was the other movie where it was like where he was like Lennon. I
don't remember that.
Oh, that was an older one.
He was in Knocked Up, and
hang on, I'll think about it.
Is in She's Out of My League, and he was in
The Trotsky. He was Leon Trotsky. It's called The Trotsky, and he was he played this character who was Leon but looked like Trotsky. It was really. It was a good movie. It's like 2009. So
he was in Tropic Thunder.
Anyway, I like him. I think he's fun. But this movie is called Humane. It's about a movie. It's like on the wake of an environmental collapse that is kind of forcing humanity to kill 20% of its population, kind of Thanosing. There's like a family dinner, like erupts into chaos when this father's plan to enlist the government's new euthanasia program to his family kind of goes totally wrong. And
so like Ender's Game,
but like in a very kind of Naked Lunch, or what's that other movie where all the guys are sitting around having the dinner? It's a famous movie. Come on, you guys. No, it's not Dinner for Schmucks because that one's stupid. But the other one that's famous, and it's like maybe 9 Angry Men or somebody angry, whatever. I don't know. I've watched a lot of movies and they all start to blend together in my head.
Dude, cooler than Jay Baruchel is Enrico Colantoni being in there.
Or Peter Gallagher, who always plays an asshole.
He does, but Enrico's he's a good actor, man.
He is a good actor. And so is Emily.
Save our planet.
Emily
Galaxy
Hampshire. She's always good in whatever she does. You don't see her in a whole lot of stuff, but she's pretty good as well. So that's coming out this week. You can check that out. Also coming out with Bill Skarsgård, which
they just released that new trailer for it.
Yep, it's directed by Mortiz Moore. It is called Boy Kills World, and it's kind of here's the pitch. It says a fever dream action film that follows Boy, a deaf person with a vibrant imagination. When his family is murdered, he is trained by a mysterious shaman to repress his childish imagination and become an instrument of death. And I really miss the days when I could just show you the trailer and not get blocked on YouTube for it, because this movie looks really cool. It's from the producers of the Evil Dead remake and Barbarian. It's got Bill Skarsgård, who was in Barbarian. It's got Famke Janssen, who I don't know if you know her, but she was in another movie or TV series a long time ago with Bill Skarsgård. It was like Hemlock Grove or whatever. She's always really cool and always very nefarious.
She was also Jean Grey in the X-Men movies, and she was the lady that tried to kill James Bond with her legs in GoldenEye. Yeah,
she's super, super cool. Sharlto Copley is in this, who's probably going to play like a very loud, like, New Zealander, because that's just kind of, or some sort of skeezy arms dealer, or like whatever. He was in Monkey Man, which you reviewed recently. But this movie looks really cool. It looks fun. It looks very wild and exciting, and interesting to see. So that's coming out, as well as Challengers. Challengers is coming out from director Luca Can you help me out here? Guadagnino. There we go. I'm already having trouble pronouncing things. But if you haven't already seen this is the new film with Zendaya. It is a movie about a former tennis prodigy turned coach, married to a champion on a losing streak, and her strategy is for like her husband's redemption to face off against a former best friend and Tashi's former boyfriend. So like, whoa, it's like Twilight but with tennis. It's like, are you team Mike or team Josh? Like, what's the, and it's all 40 love when it comes down to tennis. That's
the trailer's just lots of banging.
That's a tennis joke for anybody that's ever played. Do you guys know?
Play tennis on Wii?
But do you know when in tennis, when a score is tied, it's called love? Right?
I just know that it says it whenever.
They can't all be good jokes, I guess. That's what the Ricey is for. Okay, that's coming out in theaters this week. Also, what else is coming out? This certainly is not getting a Mia Jovovich movie, and Jennifer Hudson and Mia Jovovich and Sam Worthington. I don't think this is getting a theatrical release. I mean, maybe if it was 2014, it would get a theatrical release, but it's called Breathe. It is about a mother and daughter barely surviving in an oxygenless world must band together to protect each other when intruders arrive claiming to know their missing father. Written by Doug Simon, directed by Stefan Bristol. it looks like it's probably coming straight to DVD or DVD. This is how long I've been doing this show. It's VOD.
Did they still release DVDs at like Wally World though? Can you believe that? There's still DVDs when Blu-ray and HD DVD was now, I mean, almost 20 years ago.
It can't be that long, Jake.
Yeah, it's been at least like,
No.
16?
No, I refuse.
16 to 17 years?
I refuse. It can't be. It can't be.
Coming home. Oh, no. VHS.
You know what's going to be funny? Just like vinyl, wouldn't it be funny if like movies started coming back out on VHS? You know, the other day when the Taylor Swift album dropped, with like an overnight line in front of Block Street Records down on Block Street here in Fayetteville.
Is that what it, I thought it was? Record Store Day.
It was a lot. I think a lot of it was the Taylor Swift record as well. I don't know. When was Record Store Day? I feel like
Saturday.
Let me type into the machine.
Because I was like, why is there 4,000 people trying to get into the record store?
Record Store Day, not now, 2024, April 20th. So I guess it was also Record Store Day. But people were hanging out there. But all these things are on records. When are we gonna like VHS Store Day? You know, I was thinking about doing. I wanted. You know, I don't. For those of you that are just listening to the podcast, don't know anything about us at all, is I really don't want my business. So I own this bar. It's called Pinpoint. It's like we have vintage pinball and skee ball, but we're also a cocktail lounge, right? But I never really want to lean into nostalgia. I don't have any TVs in there. I don't have like, hey, remember, like I don't have any of this bullshit in there.
You got one TV.
No, I don't have any TVs.
During Christmas, there's the one.
Oh, well, that doesn't count because it's an old console CRT TV that plays black and white movies. That does not count. But I never wanted to go into nostalgia bait. But one thing that I would really, really love to do is maybe like on our back patio have one of those like mini Blockbuster like newspaper machines that have like VHS and DVDs in there. I think that'd be really, really cool. But it would also be like, oh my God, so much nostalgia. And I don't want to like lean into that. So I kind of want to put that somewhere else that's away from like my brand. But I also kind of want to manage it because like the drive-in speaker box is also my brand. And I think that would be cool. And I have a lot of DVDs that I could stock it with. And Merle over on Twitch says, if anybody wants any CRTs, holla at your boy because he has some. I also have many. I mean, there's 1, 2, 3 that are heard like in the background right now, just a rocking. So I got CRTs for days, y'all. Anyway, that's what's coming out in theaters this week.
Yeah. So I mean, nothing interesting unless we get Boy Kills World, I guess. Right?
And I feel like we probably will. We've been getting a lot of really weird movies lately.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go watch Sasquatch Poo Poo. What was it? Sasquatch Sunset?
Sunset.
Is that what we figured out earlier?
Sasquatch Sunset.
Yeah, but it's like they poop and pee and bang on each other and stuff, and they're all like Sasquatchy.
You like poo-poo and pee-pee movies, huh?
No. Are there more like that? I hope not.
.com.
I just saw that.
Let me just Google poo-poo and pee-pee movies for Jake.
Yeah, they were just like
There we
people,
go.
audiences walk out of the theater because Sasquatches poop. And I was like, well...
You poop into my butt.
Yeah.
And I'll poop into your butt.
Oh, back and forth.
Back and forth with the same poop forever.
Forever.
That's actually a really good, that's a quote from a very good movie if you've never seen it. And it's way more innocent than I made it sound.
No, say it like, type it like how I said it.
Was that You, Me, and Everyone We Know? Like that's a pretty good movie.
Yeah, me and you and everybody we know.
Is poo poo pee pee dot pizza still work? Okay, that's here we go. Poo poo pee pee dot pizza. I almost forgot about that. Oh wait, poo poo pee pee. I guess I didn't renew it. Damn, I'll have to check my GoDaddy. Anyway, DJ Merle says, "Oh, if you're down with the moondocking, let me hear you say what." Oh man. Okay. That's what's coming out in theaters this week. Let's talk about the movie that we saw. We saw a movie, guys. We did. We watched one. It's time for us to review that. for you. It is the new movie that you've seen the trailers for, based on a true story, directed by Guy Richie, who you all know, starring a bunch of people that you know: Henry Cavill, Alan Richardson. You've got Isa Gonzalez. You got Babs. You got Carrie Ells. You got who else is in this movie? Roy Kinnear. You've got. Who else is in this freaking movie, man? Henry Golding's in this movie. Like, it's a bunch of dudes that you've seen in other movies. All the peoples, right? And this is what they'd call an ensemble cast. Ish.
Yeah, okay. I was about to say, because...
It's just enough people that you're like, wow, look at all these famous people. But then just enough people are like, I've never seen this person before.
Yeah, and just enough people where you don't get any of them on screen the amount of time that you would want them, or for them to have some sort of build or character to them for you to be like, I like this guy. But there is more than enough of Isa Gonzalez character just overflowing in this movie.
Rice Aroni on Twitch said it's a some assembly required cast.
Yeah,
and that's a really good way of putting it.
So this is Guy Ritchie's Dirty Dozen, basically.
And it was loosely based on a true story. I mean, it was.
Loosely based on a true story. The only thing is, unlike something like Dirty Dozen, where you get to know the majority of the characters that are there, and you're like, oh, this guy's cool, or whatever, you get a little bit of Henry Cavill on screen.
What was the movie?
You get a little bit of Alan Richardson being really cool, but not talking much.
Is the Dirty Dozen the movie that was basically a Seven Samurai Western?
No.
Or what's that movie?
You are thinking The Magnificent Seven.
The Magnificent Seven. Yes, this is also not that.
No, The Dirty Dozen, also based on real people and events and stuff like that. It was a Lee Marvin movie. It had Telly Savalas, and it had Charles Bronson, and it had
Charles Bronson.
Several other very famous people from the 60s and 70s and all that.
But as Movie Albert on Twitch pointed out, it does show pictures of the real people
at the end. Yeah,
and this is where it is based in fact. It's like, did Anders Lassen roll in with a bow and arrow and just like straight up murk 57 dudes like a Nordic monster in real life? Probably not. Did Henry Cavill like roll in and kick a door down with a silent machine gun and steal a Nazi jacket and laugh his way through nipple electrode friend heaven? Probably not. Did Isa Gonzalez like go into the sex dungeon of this Nazi crazy guy and then sing these? Probably not. But did they steal that boat? Yes, they did. Yeah. And they stole a boat. And everything else is Hollywood. To say it was not a good time, I would be lying. It was a good time. Was it the time that I wanted it to be from Guy Richie? Not really.
Yeah.
Jake?
Yeah. And I really wanted the core characters, because there's a group of 4, and then it becomes a group of 5. And they are these men that are sailing and journeying down the coast of Africa so that they can stop the onslaught of U-boats in the Atlantic that's preventing Britain from getting much-needed reinforcements and supplies and things like that. Sinking American ships, trying to supply Europe, and then sinking European ships trying to flee to the U.S. and things like this. It's a story of these soldiers sent on this mission, this secret mission. But
the Ian Fleming and Winston Churchill,
right,
were and this is what we talked about like last week, is they say that Ian Fleming went on to write the James Bond novels. Mm-hmm. Everybody's like knows that, but they were like, the legend has it that Gus March Phillips, who's played by Henry Cavill, is the character or the person that James Bond was modeled after. Mm-hmm. Is that true? I don't know.
I mean, yeah, Ian Fleming based it off of somebody of his, kind of a thing. But instead of getting, the guy that James Bond is based off of.
I got no James Bond vibes.
Or
from
like
Henry Cavill.
a Swedish monster, just carving through people.
And then they showed the real life picture of Anders Lassen, and he looked like this dude that I could beat up, and I'm a not strong person.
Right. But instead of any of that, you have the Asa Gonzalez and Babs Olison McCoon like combo that you're following like the whole movie. So instead of getting like these cool soldier
Babs.
dudes,
I do like Babs.
you have like the covert, like sneaky people on the other end of things. And the main characters, Henry Cavill and Alan Ritchson and them, only show up to blow things up or shoot stuff, and they don't really get to be there much, and all of their scenes kind of fell flat for me because of it.
There was two initial scenes. There was the scene of them at the very beginning, like on a boat.
That was cool.
That was cool. And then there was a scene of Henry Cavill like getting the mission and like stealing cigars and like being an asshole. And you're like, okay, this guy kind of doesn't play by the rules. And then it's all of a sudden like I think Velvet Santa said over on Twitch, it follows the "you son of a bitch, I'm in" kind of like model. And then it just rapid fires into the two characters that Jake just mentioned, doing this sort of World War II subterfuge while this sort of hammer squad comes in and just blows shit up. The
pacing in this movie is very off. It is not on point.
Movie Albert mentions the score. I did really, really, really enjoy the music in this movie. It was quite good. They did a good job with. I mean, the setting was great. The costumes are great. The music was great. I mean, it was Christopher Binstead who did the music to this movie. He did a fantastic job. And the pacing just seemed off for a Guy Ritchie movie. I mean, the one thing that Guy Ritchie invented basically was the high octane heist. Like that is his jam. And what he does well, and I think that's where I kind of got like, I don't know, a little off kilter with this movie, is he's so good at introducing characters in heists of like, this is why this person's on the team. This is why this person, demolitions expert, frogman, blah, blah, blah. And giving them the time, the screen time needed to show what they do best. And there was a handful of people that I still couldn't figure out what they actually did. Like the Henry Hayes character was just kind of like there going, yes, sir. And I'm like, why are you here?
Right. And that's what I'm saying. Like the whole team, the people in the trailer where you're like, I want to watch this movie. Like, Henry Cavill and Alan Ritchson, Henry Goulding, like being on some sort of action crusade or whatever. You don't get that at all. It comes and it goes, and it's every time you're like, well, now it's really starting to like be what I want it to be. They're like, but what if you got a little bit more of something completely different? You're like, no, I don't want that. I would like the action, please.
And the one thing that this movie showed me is I really just want to watch Henry Cavill and Alan Richardson kill people for like a long time. Like I could watch a whole movie of those dudes just doing this and be like, and then just killing a shitload of bad guys. Yeah. And like that's fun. They're just like big hulking meat hammers of vengeance, and because they're just like, why is Alan Ritchson not Conan is what I want to know. I mean seriously, is that not a valid question? Why is he not a Conan? I would watch an Alan Ritchson led Conan way before I would watch any of the other like attempts that they've had. I would watch a King Conan with like Alan Ritchson being Conan's son. Like let's go. Like he is. I'm just so used to watching him thwart bad guys now, and of all the absolutely unobtainable like body dysmorphia giving actors that are out there, like I'm still totally down for watching Alan because he is so unobtainable as a body image that I feel like everybody is like, yeah, that's just for him. Like no one's gonna expect me to look like that ever, and so it's like, no, that's just reserved for this dude. That's Arnold. That's like a new Arnold. Like no one can be that, and which makes it cool. And Beelzebubble Ding Dong on Twitch says he looks like Chunkhead but doesn't have Conan energy. Give him some long hair and one of them things, and maybe some of those stabby mitts that he had when he was like right after the Wheel of Pain. Yeah, and he's just like, my lord fought in the pits for a long ass time, and then
Is
maybe
that what he says? Is that what Mako says?
Yeah.
For a long ass time.
until he got fed up with fucking all the bitches and killing all the bad guys.
Yeah.
Then he was set free into the wilderness.
Yeah.
Where he found Subotai, thief and archer, and they became buddies, eating sticks and taking drugs all across Aquilonia. Like, that was like the... Yeah, man.
That's how I remember the movie.
Exactly.
Too, yeah.
Anyway.
Conan just chewing on twigs.
And then saw that dude, like, humping that camel and then punched it. And, that's...
It's not a dude humping.
What was going on in that scene where he, like, goes, ah, ha, 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 and then, the horse, like, started... And he punched that camel. I'm pretty sure it was a dude having sex with a farm animal. He was laughing, and then while he was laughing, he ran into the camel, and he punched the camel. Because he was eating Black Lotus, the good stuff.
I don't remember.
To warriors such as yourselves is Black Lotus, the good stuff. You remember that guy? He was wearing the hat. That was actually one of the, like, directors. I think that was the director.
It's like a rabbit hat.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Dude, I'm telling you.
Anyhow, in this movie,
I'm saying Alan Richardson needs to be Conan.
The screen time that Alan Richardson had where he was doing action was very cool, but they did not let him become somebody that you were, like, excited for him to do that kind of a thing. You know, he would just show up, he would, like, kill some people to death for a minute, and then he was gone. And same thing with Henry Cavill. He would show up, comment on someone's jacket, shoot a unrealistically silent Sten gun, and then he would laugh about it some, and then he was done. And I think there was too much of the movie that was focused on the side characters that weren't part of the action.
The relationship between Isa's character and Till Schweiger's character, who was like Heinrich Löhr, the, like, evil sex dungeon Nazi guy, I thought, like, went on a little too long. So yeah, that was a side plot, and then Babs having that relationship with the prince of wherever that town was. It's like none of that really, like, where's the team? That's not the team,
right? Yeah, you don't get enough of who you're there to see or anything, and it's like a movie that at the end it's like, this was, based on real things. Here's what the real people look like, and here's what happened in their lives. They went on to do this or whatever, and there wasn't enough of an anchor there with character creation to be invested in anything that they did. You weren't worried about him getting hurt, especially Henry Cavill's character just standing there and bullets flying around him and him making no attempt to take cover. So they were a little invincible. They didn't really have any kind of character or human qualities to anchor them or make you care about it. And then they were just kind of there.
They were just there.
I don't know. It's hard to say because I like World War II movies. I like action movies. I liked parts of this movie.
You like war movies better than I like war movies.
Yeah,
so.
and I just there wasn't anything here to care about other than Churchill. I feel like Churchill was the only character that was.
What a performance, though, because Roy Kinnear does not look like Winston Churchill at all in real life, and they did a really great job making him look like Winston Churchill.
Yeah, he was like the one character in the movie where you're like, oh, there's some substance to this person. There's some stakes here for this guy. Everyone else, it was no stakes except for, the female character where they're like, this guy might punch you when he gets mad at you because he's an evil Nazi guy or whatever, and that was all you really got out of it. So there was a lot of, I don't know. It wasn't paced right. I didn't get the character development that I wanted to see out of something. And then it just kind of went flat and was done.
And I'll agree. Like, I did not, regret seeing this movie, and I would go see it again. And I wouldn't go see it again, but I would recommend it as a fun action movie that has a little bit of historic elements into it. But is it a great movie? No. Is it a great Guy Richie movie?
I really don't feel like you have to watch it in the theater. There's none of the effects in it, sound design or visual effects that you're like, I got to see that on the big screen. This would
be a good streaming movie. Velvet Santa on Twitch asks, is it better than Snatch? No. I mean, Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels and Snatch are some of Guy Ritchie's finest. I mean, that's like what put him on the map.
Yeah.
And I still think he's trying really hard to recapture what everybody fell in love with those two movies. So, and he still really hasn't had a chance to do it. So anyway, it's out there in theaters right now. You can check it out. It's, it's not worth watching. I mean,
right.
It's a good movie.
I mean, and there's some fun scenes like Alan Ritchson when he is on screen is good at what he's doing. I wanted more of his character, and you're not allowed that because they need you to see more of what's going on in the side character side of things or whatever, so you don't get to see as much of that character. But when he is there, he's shooting 5 people with 1 arrow and stabbing 10 more with the same arrow, and then he carves people's hearts out.
He finds that axe.
Yeah, and he finds other weapons. I mean, I really liked seeing Alan Ritchson in this movie.
We really liked seeing Jack Reacher in World War II.
Yeah,
that's what we liked.
Jack Reacher without a conscience, was without having to control himself from hurting people, was very cool. Henry Cavill's character was fun at parts, but definitely lost the charm. And then
there wasn't enough development there.
The other 3 members of the team, why were they even there?
I got nothing out of there. Yeah.
So there was a lot of that where the things that would have really helped this movie, adding more character to it, and having the characters have some humanity and stuff there that you're like, oh yeah, this person, I'm rooting for this person, or, I'm concerned for them. It's just not there. It's just lots of pew pews and boom booms and,
which is good. When you need it.
It's fine.
It's good when you need it.
It's fine.
So, okay. Well, that's what's in theaters right now. You can check it out. And we need to tell you about the box office roundup because it is about that time. For the last bit of the show, Jake's going to give you the box office roundup for the last weekend, which was April 19th through 21st, 2024. We're going to give you the top 10 movies in America. Domestic numbers. We'll throw in some worldwide numbers for some of those big ones. But for the most part, this is how we track what is getting greenlit and everything. And I don't know. Also, let me side rail here. Did Vince is the poll? Is it ready? Is there a poll going on for the movie that we have to review?
It's in the Discord. They're talking about it in the Discord.
Well, is the poll in the Discord or is the poll right here on Twitch? Because I feel like the poll needs to be here on Twitch so we can all take part, right? Because if more people take part in the poll than actually donated points, what if everybody just voted for their own response? We that's not going to work. So we let's get democratic about this thing. We have our parliament here, and then put the poll to the people. Yeah. Anyway, while that's happening, let's give this box office roundup. Number 10. What's going on?
All right, number 10, The First Omen from Disney. $1.8 million brought in by it, bringing its domestic total to just under $18 million at 17.85 in its 3 weeks out. tough luck there. At number 9, Monkey Man dropping down the chart.
Last Omen.
Yeah. 2.3 million brought in by that one. 21.76, and it's 3 weeks out. Not bad for a movie that's been sitting in the can for 3 years.
It's
or
currently
whatever.
you can catch it online now too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Also, one that was not everything that you thought it would be from the trailer. It's okay, but it's not gonna knock your socks off or anything. And then at number 8, dropping from the number 5 spot, big drop. Dune Part 2. Just under $3 million brought in by it, but it's grossed nearly $277 million in the U.S. $696.6 million across the globe. I saw some news articles how Denny is already talking about what the script for number 3 is. Because,
He better. Almost $1 billion, my guy.
Yep. And then at number 7, dropping from the number 3 spot, Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, 5 weeks out. I'm surprised to see it in the top 10 with being 5 weeks out.
I know, same.
Just under $4.5 million brought in by Ghostbusters Frozen Empire for $103 million in the U.S. Only $73 million brought in
I guess
outside.
Ghostbusters is purely American. And people are like, yeah, I guess Americans like this. We'll go see it.
Yeah, it must be. And then at number 6, Kung Fu Panda 4, hanging in there in its 7th week out. $4.7 million for it, $180 million in the U.S., $481 million total globally.
For watching Jack Black as a panda fart. And we're like, yo, dude, 400. Let's give it 400 million.
Yeah. And then something surprising to see here at the number 5 spot, an anime movie, Spy X Family Code White. 4.8 million brought in by that one in its first opening week from Crunchyroll. $51 million brought in across the world. Is that just Japan or is it?
Probably, yeah.
Probably. So not bad for an anime
Are you wearing
movie.
a Yu Yu Hakusho shirt?
I sure am, dude.
Yeah. I was like, I recognize this.
Yeah. It has, Yusuke and Hiei on there. Plus, I like this lilac color. I've been getting so many compliments on the
It is a very nice
color of my T-shirt. But yeah, I've never heard of that anime, so good job for it.
Spy X Family's, I've not watched it, but I've heard of it. It's on my list, yeah.
Yeah, good for it. And then opening at the number 4 spot, the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. Just under $9 million for its opening in the U.S.
Not a great opening.
No, but I did see that it's doing better than what they expected it would. Like, it's honestly doing better than what they had
and
anticipated.
Isn't a huge studio either, so it's not like Universal, Sony, or Disney throwing something out there.
Well, and most of this movie is on, like, small sets or it's on boats. Mm-hmm. I doubt there's too much CGI in it other than, like, 1 or 2 scenes. So I imagine their budget wasn't, like, super
monstrous.
Yeah. And then at number 3, staying in the top 3, Godzilla X Kong New Empire, $9.5 million brought in this past week, and it's 1 month out. It's brought in 171.7 in the U.S., another 315 across the world, bringing it to $487 million. So
in just 4 weeks.
Yep.
Nice.
I think I saw a thing that said that it's the second best, second highest grossing monster verse movie behind Skull Island or whatever, which I guess the Kong movies make more money than the Zilla movies.
Which,
who knew?
And then kind of makes me sad.
Opening at the number 2 spot, one that I figured you might go watch.
I didn't have enough time to go see it.
Abigail.
I've got my own like pirate haunted movie set that I'm building right now. So. Yeah, but I wanted to go see this. I might try and catch it by the next week if what is it? Sasquatch Sunset. I don't go see that. But
was it even there? I didn't see it. Abigail opened at the number 2 spot with just under. Sasquatch Sunset number 14. Just under $10.5 million in its opening week. So. you know, it's there. It looked fun.
It did.
And then,
But this is the surprising. This is really surprising.
It is holding the top spot. Civil War. Another $11 million brought in by it, bringing its 2-week total in the U.S. up to just under $45 million.
And I mean, you take into consideration, it made about another $4.5 million. Like, it's hit its budget bag. Like, it had a production and distribution budget of $50 million. It is at $49 million right now. Probably one of the most successful A24 films, which is really interesting considering I saw it, I reviewed it. Not one of my favorite A24 films. Good movie, but I do think it's leaning into a lot of people that are just like, man, I want to see what's all the fussing and fighting about. I want to see what side I'd be on. And then they see this really sad character drama about a woman, like, hating her life's choices. And they're like, I don't know if I feel right after watching this movie.
I just want to give a shout out to Night Owlishly for saying, if I have to pick right now, I'm just going to pick original Conan so that we can talk about Conan some more.
Yeah,
I'll review
that's a good
Conan.
Pick. So for those of you that aren't a part of Twitch and all of that jazz, if you're on Facebook or Spotify or wherever you're listening, the Twitch viewers, I guess they're taking it to Discord. They're debating. They're going to figure it out. They're going to let us know what movie we have to review next. So it might be a few days, they said, but that's why you need to get on Twitch. That's why you need to subscribe. That's why you need to follow us.
And Vince here is
Discord.
pointing out that Ghibli Fest is starting up soon. Spirited Away will be in theaters April 27th through May 1st. That's this weekend. This weekend to mid next week. Also,
it's one of the best parts about summer.
Be hosting the extended cuts of all 3 Lord of the Rings movies. Good. Last time Fathom Events did Lord of the Rings movies in the
missed
theaters.
Which one was it?
Two Towers.
The one in the middle.
Yeah. I tried watching them. I went and I watched Fellowship, and I was super jazzed. And then Two Towers did not show, and then they just kind of sneaked one showing of Return of the King in. So we got hosed here locally for us. So I only got to watch Fellowship of the Ring in the theater once again. But the extended cut, so yeah, if they do that, I'm going to be there June 8th, 9th, and 10th.
Are you going to just go see the Towers, or are you just going to do it all over again?
Yeah, I'll do all 3. I mean, I'll watch those every now and then anyhow.
Nice. I haven't seen them in a while, so this would be really fun for me, but I know I'm not going to have time for that.
I need to get the 4K. I have the 15-disc Blu-ray set of Lord of the Rings, but I need to get the 4K. So that I have the best visuals.
Well, right on, guys. Well, that is it. We're out of time. We got to wrap things up. Thanks for tuning in. We'll carry everything over to Discord for discussions about what movie you guys you've won, you've chosen, you've donated the points. We put it out there. You stepped up to the call. You only had 2 days left, but we will figure that out, and that'll probably be a whole separate episode, a whole separate thing. So, shout outs to Merle. You're welcome for the show. Shout outs to everybody that's been watching us on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. You can subscribe and like wherever it is you choose, but we like the Twitch. It's a lot of fun. But if you don't want to mess with any of this video stuff, you can always download this podcast wherever it is you download podcasts. Just search for the Drive-In Speaker Box Podcast, and there is a hyphen there in drive-in. Just learn how to spell and you'll find it. So, all right, any parting words there, Jake, or are you done too?
Party on, dudes.
That's right. Be excellent to each other. We'll see you guys next week.
As you leave the theater, folks, please be careful. Don't let this happen to your car. Be sure to remove the speaker before you leave. If you should accidentally pull a speaker loose, please turn it in at our snack bar or box office. Thank you.
Yeah, don't forget to get on that Discord movie. Vince is hosting another one. We didn't do it last week, but it's out there. You can just jump out there on the Discord, and it's in the streaming channel. Don't forget.